Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Thursday, which means it is time for another Nozz watches High School of the Dead. I was gonna do the Made in Abyss movie today, but I've got blood work on the Thursday that I forgot about. So yes, need to go to bed for that one. So we're gonna have the Made in Abyss movie either on Friday or on Saturday. Depends how woozy I am after giving away all my blood. But that does mean we get to talk about the zombies a little bit. And what better time for zombies than... Shit, I forgot. It's not the first. Yeah, I forgot that September has 30 days, has 31 days. Damn it. But yes. But either way, regardless, Fire people came to the rescue in the last episode, and they defeated the zombies with hoses. Man, I never knew fire hoses could be used on human targets for something that wasn't a hate crime. The more you know. But, hey, at the very least, we have the beginning of a settlement. The fire people. Which, honestly, would probably be a very decent way to set up as the zombie apocalypse goes down. Set up at a fire station. Like, not many people are going to think of that, and it's got plenty of zombie-proof gear. So, hey, let's see how our protagonists fuck it up, because we're too early in the show, shall we? In 3, 2, 1, and go! I wonder how many titties we're going to get through. I like how they're using water cannons instead of hoses. So instead of just a burst, like there's a continuous stream of pressurized water, it's just a fucking like a shotgun. Are you safe though? It seems like you're pretty dead to me, my gamer. I don't know about that one. We don't know where you live, you dumb bitch! Seriously, like, it seemed like they didn't know each other all that well beforehand. It seemed like their friend groups were pretty separate. So, I mean... Do they know where Takagi lives? Is this like one of those things in Japan where you fucking know where every one of your classmates' house is? Because honestly, that's kind of creepy if that's the case. There's a lot of people from high school that I definitely did not want knowing where the fuck I lived. I don't know about that one. But hey, maybe her house will be like, you know, at least, you know, well defended. Because if that thing of her on the chair is any, like, indication, it seems like she's fairly rich. So, you know, maybe it's a big mansion? I mean, if I was going to kill anybody and steal their house during the apocalypse, Jeff Bezos' mansion would probably be a pretty good fucking bet. Because you know that man's got automated systems. That man might as well have fucking gun turrets. He probably does. And we just would never hear about it because the man's got fuck you money. Because as we all know, the law only applies to you at certain tax brackets. The Sword of the Dead. Okay, but seriously though, is Saeko gonna get, like, an actual fucking sword at any point, or is she just gonna be using a glorified bat? My dude, you don't have any shells. Why are you carrying that as anything other than a bat right now? Even if you did have shells, your aim is shit. That's her fucking house? My gamer, that's a fucking castle! Jesus Christ! Takagi just straight lives in a fucking castle. That's ridiculous. Please pick up some biker leathers. For fuck's sake. if you're not gonna have something that can like, armor designed for it, biker leathers, my dude. Like you're in a like the fact that they're leaving without them is making me angry. Like actually. I think if I like were to throw together a zombie plan right now, I'd have three major places I'd want to go, right? In like descending order. Police station first. If it looks like I can't get there first, fire station. If the fire station is somehow taken, motorcycle shop. It's a Harley Davidson shop, not that far. Not that many people are going to go there, but you're going to be able to get access to heavy tools for melee weapons, biker leathers for resistance to biting, and vehicles. Not very useful vehicles in an apocalypse, but maybe you can get a dirt bike and head over off-road. And hopefully the lack of density of zombies won't get you fucking killed. You might want to keep fucking driving, mate. Jesus. Did you not read the manual? Like, wasn't she the one that found the manual? That said it had a picture of two people on... Of course. That bra has no support. That bra has no fucking support. Like, Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Like, here I thought it would just be the big reveal. No bra. I mean, if that water's deep enough that the... Wait a minute, why are the zombies turning away? They don't need to breathe. Why are they stopping? They could just keep going. Like, they might not be able to reach the boat depending on how deep that water is, but... Like, open water like that is an actual issue for zombies, because if it's not deep enough for zombies not to be able to reach you, you could get got from below. Because there could just be a shit ton of zombies just floating at the bottom. You have no idea. And of course, she is the only one out of the two of them that got wet. Because of course. Like, he's totally bone dry. Fucking Christ. Komura, I mean, Komura, you don't even need to look away, Komura. At this point, you've seen everything. You've seen all of it. Watch the jiggle be worse now. Apparently, watch it be like, oh no, the bra was giving support. It's just her fucking big milkers is so fucking big. Just fucking pew pew. Pew 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 pew. Pew pew pew. Yeah, you're spoken for, motherfucker. Didn't you realize? You've been marked. You've been marked as raised property. Unfortunately, he's a zombie now, so you'll have to do. I'm submitting my harem application. Why do they even need to wait? I mean, maybe that bridge would be a problem. Maybe zombies could drop down on them. But I guess if their intent is to get to Takagi's house, that might be an issue. I swear to God, if they lose this vehicle, I'm gonna be pissed. Like, this wouldn't be the first time they'd have lost a fucking really useful vehicle. And this one is more so than anything. Because it's amphibious, and it's got 6 wheels, which means a ridiculous amount of traction. Catch us in the fountain, fuckboys! No comment. They're abandoning the truck. The gun has no bullets unless you fucking picked up more shells. Oh my god. This is dumb because they're shouting and screaming and like swinging their fucking. I mean, not screaming, but they're. The sound of her grunting and swinging her sword is going to draw attention as well. Holy shit. Like. How does this not get their attention more than just a fucking truck moving in a fountain? Oh, hey, you can get some real distance with these fuckers, Saeko. Tee him up! Let's go! Bang! And now losing the truck was absolutely worthless. Literally, just give cool toys to the protagonist to take them away, and then make the losing of that toy absolutely fucking work. It shows a bad habit of that, and I really don't like it. Oh, hey, a sword. I wonder if she's going to lose this sword immediately. Watch it be her little brother or something. Just fucking blew her little brother's fucking head clean off. She has not moved. That bodes well. So you might want to grab the other sword as well. Like, that one sword's gonna go dull eventually. You might as well bring a second one. Even if it is just a wakizashi. Sword is sword. But yeah, like, children in a zombie apocalypse are like... I don't know, maybe it's just because, like, if this scenario broke out, right? Like, by the... Like, I imagine you'd have that thing of like, oh fuck, that's a kid. But... It's also the fact that they're zombies, and like, if you were at the point where you know what a zombie is, you've already seen enough bullshit happen where you're like, okay, yeah, no, let's not fuck with this right now. I don't know, like minute like minute 10 of an apocalypse, you run into a zombie kid. Okay, fair enough. You'd be like, oh shit. But like multiple days in, nah, man. That's just bonus points. That's just a harder to hit target. Down he goes. Oh boy. Like I like how they've got all this serious shit going on. Like I can't take it seriously because like every other scene is just fucking tits out, man. Oh god, this is gonna go bad, isn't it? This is going to go bad, isn't it? Come on, spill the beans. Come on now. Why? Why were you walking down the street with a wooden sword? There is no such thing as excessive self-defense. There's only enough force to make the other motherfucker stop. I mean, I don't really see an issue with this in that what I don't get why this is a problem because it's explicitly like it is an enemy. It is a person who is explicitly going to do her harm. The only reason she enjoyed it was because it was like, okay, there is no nuance here. This is a problem. I'm solving the problem. Like, not my bag, but if you enjoy that, then okay, that's so you're not like fucking Columbining the school. Alright, fine. I don't get it. I really don't get it. And plus, that means she'd be very, very useful to have in a zombie apocalypse. So hey, there you go. I don't know. It's really hard for me to take this show seriously. Like with all the titties. Smash cut to Ray. She's just loading a fucking. She's pulling out the slide on a Beretta. I just want to talk to Saeko when she gets home. Oh, I just realized a pun on her fucking name. Fuck's sake. Her name is Saeko, which is a homonym for in English the word psycho, as in psychopath. Oh, god damn it. Of course. They came to pay their respects at the shrine, motherfucker. The power of violence is welling up within her. This is dumb. Tactical fucking groping. Stay true to yourself. Murder the fuck out of everyone, because Komuro thinks that's fucking hot. There's nothing Komuro thinks is more attractive than a woman who can fucking stack bodies high. Honestly, that's a positive in this world. So you know what? If that's your type, zombie apocalypse, widens the dating world for you a little bit. I want some fucking Aijutsu shit from this bitch. Let's go! Let's fucking go! Just it's like every zombie just fucking falls over. Of course they do. Like, there's a non-zero portion of the population that if given an enemy on the domestic front that had no nuance and that cutting them down was 0% complicated, they'd probably have the exact same okay, maybe not the exact same response as Saeko, but close enough. Like, you know? And if anything, it'd probably be, like, something that's actually, like, you know, wanted. You're gonna want fighters, and you're gonna want fighters that aren't gonna feel conflicted about lopping a zombie's fucking head off. You know? You don't want psychopaths, you want warriors. That's what you want. The harem grows stronger. Oh, boy. Ooh. Okay, but yes, so that's the episode. So I guess, on the list of, like, shit that's good, I like how so the moment Saeko said, oh, I fucking murdered that man, and I enjoyed it. I had zero negative things about it. I realized he was a person that there's no nuance in defending myself. And so I lured him in, got him in position where I had the advantage, and I beat the fucking shit out of him. Like, I was waiting for the whole Japanese thing of being like, oh no, women must be differential, to kick in, and like her to be admonished and be like, no, Saeko, you have to, you have to keep civilized. Ugh. The fact that the show actually went like, no, Saeko, use that. We're gonna need that. If anything, that's probably the fucking standard we need to set. That's honestly something that I do really like. And from a zombie survival perspective, yes, you are going to want a decent sized portion of your population to be that. Hang on, is there anything at the end here? Let's see. Just a fucking castle! They're back! Hey, Saeko, why are you walking funny? Oh man, sure hope she don't turn into a zombie. Gonna have to smack the shit out of that one. Hey, maybe close the gate. Maybe close the gate behind you first. Okay, so it looks like they they assimilate into a much larger group, and there is the Dead's house rule. All right. So once again, okay. So the next episode is going to be another zombie apocalypse staple of assimilating into a larger group. The larger group is doing shit wrong, incorrectly, or, and by wrong I mean like morally wrong, or like, which you already know how I think about morals in a zombie apocalypse. You need to maintain some, but not all, because it's a new rule. They're doing things incorrectly, or they're doing things like in a really fucking stupid way, which leads to conflict or mistrust, and then that leads to self-destruction and the destruction of the safe space, which causes zombies to get in, and it becomes a problem, and the main characters leave, and they leave this place on fire behind them. Because as is tradition with the zombie apocalypse movie, there has to be at least one instance of that. Or if you're The Walking Dead, it needs to happen every 5 minutes, to the point where I'm fairly certain Rick has killed more of the remaining human race than the zombies. But yes, but this episode, so it does bring up a very cool thing about like an apocalypse situation where you are going to need certain types of people that maybe are not very common in the sort of world that we live in, because you are like you're gonna want leaders, right? Like Komuro. Komuro is a pretty decent leader, honestly. Like, he's a little wet around the edges, but he's actually gotten pretty fucking decent. Like as the story's gone on. Yeah, you're going to want warriors like Saeko. You're going to want people that know how to like jerry rig shit and like use technology and firearms. So that would be I keep wanting to call him Columbine. You're gonna want Columbine kids. You're gonna want him in there. The main people in their group that are not really pulling their weight is Rei, Takagi, and the teacher. Honestly, like the teacher, I guess is supposed to be like a medical expert, and having somebody who knows how to do medicine is probably useful, but she hasn't actually done anything yet. So I guess if somebody actually does get injured in such a way where like it's not a zombie bite, then okay, then she'll be useful, which does leave Rei and Takagi as being borderline useless. Like, Takagi keeps calling herself a genius, but that role is already filled by Hirano, that's his name. That role is already filled by Hirano, and Hirano has already proved that he fulfills that role a lot better than she does, so unless she's just there for fucking tits and ass, then alright, but not really a big fan of that one. But yeah, like, but it does really play into like the different types of people that are needed. And it also kind of plays in the fact that those people are probably not going to be willing to embrace that aspect of themselves immediately, because society would have told them, no, don't do that. Don't commit violence on people, like, in self-defense. Don't use your instincts. Don't da-da-da-da. Follow the rules. But once the rules go out the window, these people are like, okay, do I still have to follow the rules? Or like, they've been conditioned to feel bad the entire time. And now they can finally, it's finally time for Jack to let her rip. But, they sometimes you're going to need a little bit of help pulling that ripcord. And that's actually a pretty interesting, like, kind of premise that I'm glad we actually went through in this show. That's actually pretty neat. I like that quite a bit. And I do like Saeko as a character, because, I mean, first, her name is a fucking homonym. That's fun. Homonyms are great, especially when they're cognates. Or not cognates, like different words in different languages that sound the same but mean different things. There you go. That one. Which is like, but it is, like, the fan service, I mean, we've already gone over that one time, but like the whole like thing with Saeko kind of coming to terms with what she interprets as her darkness and embracing it and like being kind of pushed over the edge. In theory, in premise, actually pretty good. I like it quite a bit. But we do run into a bit of issue with how it's portrayed, but I'll get to that when I get to the negatives. So, Oh boy. Okay, but yeah. So like visually, like they went through a bunch of different areas and they really showed that they were making their way through the town. Um, like Takagi has just a fucking castle. That's weird. I don't know about that one. And just I don't know. This whole episode is just one long thing of Saeko coming to terms with who she is, and it really gives her a lot of character development that she hasn't really had so far. Up until this point, she has basically just been the generic badass girl who kicks a lot of ass and is functionally like the only one with two X chromosomes and the ability to fight so far. All the rest of them have been fairly useless. So she's kind of like the token girl that can kick ass, which is not really that great of a trope because girls can kick ass all they fucking want. Like if push comes to shove, a girl's gonna pick up a bat and stove someone's fucking head in if it's between that and them dying. Like, I don't understand like what I don't understand like what the need for that is. For like, I guess like maybe like they want the damsel in distress aspect, but they're leaning on that too fucking hard. I would have said that the idea to leave the jeep spiraling in the fountain would have been a good idea. They hadn't immediately lost that advantage. It's actually become I'm gonna go into my negatives because I feel like I've basically summed up my positives there without going into too much detail, but they're not really all that deep because it's mostly just like one big thing. But yes, negatives. I am not a big fan of this show's insistence on giving the party a big, like, something big and cool. So, the apartment full of guns and food that they abandoned, the big Humvee that they fucking wrecked within an episode, this aquatic Humvee that they got rid of in the space of fucking 5 minutes for a distraction that didn't work. And it seems like the castle's going to be an issue, like going forward. They're going to lose that as well, with highly defensible building on the high ground. Oh boy, that's incredibly defensible and incredibly difficult for zombies to get in. I bet they're going to lose it. Like this show just has a really bad habit of just like, hey, okay, we're going to give you all this cool shit. Okay, we need you to have trouble, so we're going to take the cool shit away and do it in such a way that you will never get it again. Away it goes. Like it's actually kind of an issue. Like it gives a really big sense of impermanence, and it feels like in Dungeons, like if you're playing Dungeons and Dragons, right, and the dungeon master goes, "Aha! I've given you this sword of smiting. It'll do double damage and 3d6 radiant damage to any undead you find." And you go in and you find a lich that is way fucking stronger than you would ever fight, and you go like, I will use the sword on the lich. Ha! You fight the lich, kill the lich, and it's like, the sword of radiance or whatever the fuck disintegrates in your hand, and as it touches the lich's phylactery or whatever the fuck, like that would feel really bad because you got this really cool fucking piece of loot, and the DM's like, yeah, no, it was only to get you out of this thing because I scaled this encounter too badly. So yeah, I gave you that sword just for this lich, and now lich is gone. It's going to disintegrate because I don't want you to have it anymore. Fuck off. At that point, it's like, well, you're the one scaling the fucking adventure, my dude. Like, you couldn't come up with, like, something else? Maybe scale the adventure to what the party currently has? Or maybe, like, let them keep the sword and scale things further so that the sword does not become an instant win button? Maybe? Maybe, it's... Like, I want to call it, lazy DM syndrome, but it's not really lazy DM syndrome because it happens a lot in fucking fiction, too. It's a big problem. But it happens a lot here. Like, it's really not great. The stuff in the shrine is alright. There is another issue. So as much as I really like the story of Saeko coming to terms with herself and her darkness and who she has to be and blah, 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 it's really fucking cool. And I really like it from a character perspective. It is great. It is top notch. Fucking love it. Except it is undercut the entire time by her having her fucking titties out. Like, it's like we go from Homero or Komuro, whatever the fuck your name is. I have a darkness inside me. I feel power over people that I see as weaker than me. I feel strength. I feel joy. I feel arousal as I end their lives. And then the next fucking instance is like, oh no, my titties bounced out. Brrr, look at my titties, zombies. Brrr. Kinda undercuts the fucking moment, doesn't it? Like, it's like, when you're having moments like that where a character's having like this moment of just, they're coming to terms with who they are, or they're revealing some important, ow, actually kind of hurt, ow. Like they're coming to terms with some part of themselves. Maybe, you know, like lay off on the wacky zany fan service for like 5 fucking minutes. Maybe. Yeah, I pinched my nipples in my fucking shirt. I fucking ow. But you get what I mean? Like it's an issue. Like we have all this cool character stuff from Saeko, it's just undercut, and I don't know. Call me a fucking edgelord, but I kind of like seeing characters self-actualize without it being turned into a joke immediately afterwards. Maybe I'm just a fucking, maybe I'm just a prick. Who knows? But I've been writing and I've been writing and doing shit like with this sort of bent for a long time. Like, I need to actually publish something eventually. I do. Like, I've got plenty of like fucking shit. Whatever. Besides the point. Yes. So all in all, fairly good episode. But as much as I usually like, I just kind of tune out the fan service. I'm just like, it's going to be here because that's just what the author likes. And I know, like, that's a subjective thing. I'm going to leave that over there because it's subjective. And I know if I, like, fucking talk about it every fucking time, I'm going to be here for fucking 60 minutes each week. But for this one, it really did actively, not just, like, a thing in the background I can just ignore. It was, like, right there in the fucking front of it, just, like, actively negatively impacting the fucking story beats that were going on. Like, up until this point, the fan service has been more or less, like, oh, we got our, like, sick zombie action. We got our society crumbling around us. We got... Also, we got some titties in the corner there, but, you know, this is the important bit over here. But, okay, here's some titties as well, because you fucking degenerates. But action! But, like, now it's just, like, your mashed potatoes and your peas have touched. And honestly, the peas taste kind of shitty covered in that buttery, salty, mashed potatoes, my dude. You gotta separate that shit. Like, come on now. Put the peas in a different bowl, or the mashed potato in a different bowl if you're gonna put that many peas on the plate. Christ's sake. But yeah, that's all I got. Like, overall, good episode, but really brought down. But that's all I gotta say, and that's my opinion. So if you have a different opinion, or you want to bring up something I forgot to talk about, because that is entirely possible, you can always let me know down there in the comments, whether you like this episode, you dislike this episode, or you want to bring up something I forgot to talk about. I fucking repeated myself, didn't I? Shit. But yes, as always, everybody, I am Nozz. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share, social media, tell your friends, hit the share button down below. And if you want, you can always support me on Patreon or Streamlabs, which are both linked down there in the description. And also on the end card, along with a list of all the people who keep the show up and running. You guys are the absolute best. If you want more content from me, then I'm going to be streaming at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to be playing some Deltarune, starting out Chapter 2, which just came out on Switch, so big good. And I'm also going to be streaming another thing after that, which I'm going to leave a little bit of a surprise, but I hope everyone will like it because it will have some chat interaction stuff. Oh boy. Yes, as always, everybody, I'll see you in the next video. Most of all, become a member of the adventuring party today, and I will see you a